This is Die Turbo with part 5, I think we're on now, of working class point of view, no frills. Yeah, as I was saying, we got a racist virus. I've never heard of that before, that attacks. How can a virus attack black and Asian community more than anybody else? And if so, why? I don't get it. It attacks elderly people, so this is the most racist, ageist. It's the complete thing, and it's almost like a military weapon. It kills certain people. It kills in a certain way. It's the perfect weapon, which leads me to believe that it's definitely not man-made. It's definitely not natural. We're told within 2 weeks of this virus sweeping the world that it come from China, it come from a city in China, it come from a market in China. Now, if you watch Columbo, Columbo knows the killer before the killer killed. I love Columbo. Columbo couldn't have done a better job on this. For people to find out in the biggest populated place in the world, 2-3 billion people, whatever it is, to find out that it come from a place, a city, a market, and it directly, it was so staged to show you this market full of all these different types of animals, all close to each other. I mean, the only thing I think you'd probably get from it is coronary or food poisoning. What these people eat is, if they eat this stuff, then I just don't understand how they end up living as long as they do. Maybe there's something going on out there that we don't know about. But if you look at it from a distance, it all looks staged. So anyway, within a couple of weeks, there's panic stations in Britain. Strangely enough, Italy, it gets it hardest in Europe, and there's no real explanation at the moment of that. I'm sure there will be some sort of investigation as to why that particularly was the big country that was hit hard, followed by Spain, followed by us. And it wasn't long before a developed country, the 5th or 6th or 7th wealthiest country in the world, small little island called Great Britain, became one of the biggest. Wasn't a surprise to me. No surprise to me. I knew we were going to be in the limelight. So we get locked down. They come on with all these rules, all these restrictions. Now, if you go back to 1982, I think there's a guy called something Coombs. My brother got the book. He predicts this. The virus, the year. Could be a coincidence. Could be the brother Nostradamus. I don't know. All I know is I don't believe in coincidences. Not today. Not since 9/11. And the further you look back, you think a lot of things was staged. Particularly with JFK, John F. Kennedy, Lee Harvey Oswald. He wasn't even in the city. So we got all these rules, all these restrictions, lockdown, social distances, pub shut down, restaurants shut down. It's strange, very strange how everything has to be shut down is all to do with social distancing. The very thing a working class person relies on. Pint, beer, fag, cheap night out, bite to eat, no Wetherspoons, cheap beer, and a burger. Everything locked down. The government of Britain, I mean, I've argued with people in care, with women in care, who said that they think he's doing the best job he can. Well, for those people that believe that, you want to continue thinking that, you're more unhappy, but the evidence says that this man is absolutely a clown. Crusty. This man is absolutely horrendous. He's going to go down in history books as the worst Prime Minister we've ever had, and we've had some bad ones. I mean, politics in Britain just simply isn't working. Like I just said earlier, that if they're talking, they're lying. Plain and simple. You can't believe a single word. It's cock up after cock up. Now, you can't even believe the facts and the figures anymore of how many people have died. Nobody knows how many people died at home, in homes. I mean, I'm talking about ordinary homes, to care homes, to the NHS. All we know is there's a lot, and if somebody was to ask me my general opinion, there's definitely blood on the hands of this government. A lot of people could have been saved. A lot of people were deliberately, in my opinion, deliberately killed. And I'm one of those, I'll tell it like it is. I'll tell it like I believe it is anyway. I'm not going to dance around, skate around the facts. Incompetence, it could be, or could be deliberate. Either way, it's scary. They are failing us in the worst way possible. And all of a sudden this young girl comes up with this idea, let's clap for the NHS. What are we clapping for? Now this is where things get a little bit controversial, and I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but so be it. We're now up to 50,000-60,000 people that have died. At least 45,000-50,000 people have entered the NHS, and 50,000 people have made it out of the NHS. What are we clapping for? For failure? For doing your best? I've done my best all my life, but nobody claps for me. The NHS is on self-destruct. It's an absolute sham. There's been rumours about people being given bonuses to lie about facts and figures and stuff. There's so many divisions now in this country, you don't know who to believe, if anybody. And that's scary, but that's the way it is, divide and conquer. The media, of course, they've spent the last 8 months giving you the most negative views they possibly can, nothing positive at all. They turn around and they say that's their job, to give you the facts. They're the facts. If you get a chance to have a look at alternative news, and when I say alternative news, I don't mean if you're conspiracist or anything like that. If you look at Indian news, that's in English, or Sky News Australia, they will give you a totally different point of view of what's going on. They will criticise China. Now this country, if the only big man, the only top man that has criticised or blamed China is Trump, and he's been heavily criticised for it. But is he not sensible to think that if this has come from China, if you take it at face value, if this crap has come from China, are they not liable? Are they not to blame? So is it not right to call it Kung Flu or it's Chinese virus? I think he's right. I think he's correct, and I don't agree with a lot of stuff he says, but I do believe that. Britain won't touch it. They won't say, we're going to investigate. We're going to do our own investigation into what we're going to do. And in the middle of this, you've got all these people like this, I can't even pronounce the name of this company that's supposed to be doing the 5G. Now, apparently now they've been stopped, but they'll have something to do with this 5G. There's a lot going on. If you look deeper and deeper, you'll see that the facts and the figures, again, don't add up. The British government have lied through their teeth. And they keep telling us these lies based on scientific knowledge and evidence. But they won't show us the scientific evidence or knowledge, but they still expect us to comply with all these rules and all these laws. They've taken away all our liberties. Freedom to walk, freedom to talk, freedom of speech in this country has been taken away for us for about 25 years. It's gone. Democracy is a lie in this country and is a lie in America. You vote them in thinking that you've got one of your rights, which is to vote for people, and they do exactly the opposite of what we want them to. They talk about a fairer system. The multi-billionaires want a fairer system, giving you more of a share of what they've got. I don't think so. It never happened in the past, it's never going to happen again. So they completely lied about all these facts and all these figures, and they're still lying. In late March, early April, suddenly the two figureheads of the country, Prince Charles and Krusty the Clown Boris Johnson, picks up the virus. Lead by example. So then they can tell us all they've had the virus, they know how dangerous it is, please comply, we beg of you. And then we find out at a later date, only a couple of weeks ago, that Prince William had it as well, but he kept it from the media. Trump then has it a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks before the election, and is over it within a few days. A lot of people believe that is to get the sympathy vote. If you're a skeptic like me, you probably say yes. Didn't believe Boris Johnson had the virus. Don't believe that Prince Charles had the virus. Although with the size of the nose and ears that he has, he probably could have picked it up quite easy. Too perfect. And then you've got, because the whole world is swept, and everybody then will take a step back and look and think, oh, we've never known a virus to hit the whole world. I've got to have one or two countries that don't comply, which was Brazil. I know Brazil, of course, have got one of the highest amounts of people have been killed. On top of that, if you have a look at any conspiracy theories, Jesse the Body Ventura, great character, one of those guys he opens his mouth and you are listening. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube, hell of a lot of stuff of his. Hell of a career, former WWE wrestler, Navy SEAL, he's been a governor, he's done it all. What a colourful life. This guy done 2 series of conspiracy theories, got too close to the knuckles and his TV program's killed about 10, 11 years ago. In one of the episodes, he goes to this place in the heartland of America, I can't remember where it was, something like Maryland, somewhere like that. And there was layers and layers and layers, about 500,000 to 600,000 very cheaply made plastic coffins. And the question was, what are they for? 10 years later, they're burying 250,000 people. Coincidence? No. That's up to you to think. If you look at everything that's around you, and you listen to the news that we are told on British TV, it's totally the opposite of what other people are telling us. An Italian doctor 6 weeks ago made a big statement on YouTube about what he thought. He don't believe there's a virus. He believes it's been randomly injected into people. Of course, the 3 biggest things that this is all about is a one world system where you got one particular power governing the world, which I think we're heading for. Total control. They've got technology beyond anything we can imagine, including mind control. Now, if people laugh at that, that's fine. But in the 1960s, we was watching Star Trek with showing people talking into phones where they could see the people on the other side, and they laughed at that, and now it's real. They laughed at people when they said they were going to land on the moon. Now that has happened. There is technology that we will never understand. And between them 2 things and the fact that we are overpopulated, and they estimate that the way the population is going now by the year 2099, there will be approximately 11 billion people on this planet. I am now running out of time, and I'll be downloading my next post soon.